He's Rich Herrera on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, wait a minute. We got to stop the show for a second. My hair's all messed up. Okay, it's a little bit better.
Your hair's messed up. My hair hasn't even grown back yet.
Yeah, you're still suffering from that college. I'm having a bad hair day. Hello again, everybody, because I know that's important for those of you listening on radio. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Rich Herrera Radio Show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. I'm Rich Herrera. That's Dragon Ball. Happy Thursday, right? Today's Thursday?
Today's Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you all. We've got a lot to talk about, some news around these parts regarding hoops in the NBA and hoops in college, and some Arizona Wildcats connected to both. We'll talk about that. We'll have Brad Sesmat joining us from up in Phoenix. We'll talk to him about the fact that DeAndre Ayton probably is more than likely leaving Phoenix and going to play with a former Wildcat. We'll get into that with him. And then, what does he call Arizona State? Always something U.
Always something university.
Always something university. So Brad will stop by. You often see him on Valley Sports. We'll talk to him. I got a whole bunch of stuff to get to on the program today. And, of course, I'm always accompanied by the one and only Dragon Ball. So, Dragon Ball, if you're ready to go, I want to see what's rattling around in the gray matter between these ears.
Warning. The following segment might trigger some listeners, and 1290 does not take responsibility for the following content.
What the hell is going on?
It's time for the list as we explore the sick, twisted mind of our host, Rich Herrera.
And that's when things got bad.
And the list of things he is thinking about in that huge size A chrome magnum head of his.
Look at the size of that boy's head. That's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. Has its own weather system.
If you watch the stream of this radio show on YouTube and Facebook, is it scary to watch it on your phone because of the size of my noggin and the fact that I don't think I'm having a good hair day? And it's hot in here. Why is it so hot in here?
Well, that's probably because we got some construction on the other side of the building.
What? I can't hear you.
We got some construction on the other side of the building.
What? I can't hear you because I took off my headphones because I got to turn on the fan. It's hot in here.
Well, again, a lot of it is, we're still getting to that point where we're hitting the 105s, the 106s. I think today, if I had to double check what my weather app has us going at, we're currently sitting at about 107 today. So we're reaching that point in the year where 105 is going to probably be our norm coming out of the high noon time.
Is that what it is? It's hot. Is it hot in here?
Well, it's hot, but there's also some construction down the hallway.
That's true. All right. Anyway, like you really want to hear me whining about how hot it is if you're working outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially for those folks over at Raising Cane's that are still sitting underneath that tent for however long.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them, man. Hopefully that igloo I saw on their table today, it's filled with a lot of water.
Yeah, you know what? I feel bad. That's bad on my part, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we all have our limits of what we can handle, and sometimes even being indoors, if it's still 80 degrees with the AC on, that's still pretty bad.
Yeah, I feel bad. I shouldn't complain, should I?
I mean, again, we all have our limits, Rich. We all have our limits.
I don't know. Now I just feel bad. I don't know if I can do the rest of the show.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine.
I just don't know.
Don't do anything unusually stupid.
Well, then there goes the entire program.
Yeah, that's the entire program, isn't it?
All right. Let's get to what's rattling around in my big old head today. Did you see the news just breaking? DeAndre Ayton signs an offer sheet, 4 years, $133 million for the Pacers. Who else is a Pacer?
That would be T.J. McConnell,
right,
the point guard, Benedict Mathurin, who's a guard, and
DeAndre Ayton.
Now DeAndre Ayton, potentially.
Does he go?
Well, here's the thing. It's not entirely up to DeAndre Ayton right now.
No, it's up to the Suns on whether they want to match it.
It's up to the Suns.
Suns aren't going to match it. They haven't talked to him since they imploded.
They've got 2 days to at least match this contract, and the thing is that if they match it, then they can go ahead and at least utilize him in a sign and trade. Now, if Indiana turns out to be his designated point of trade,
Right.
they can say, okay, we'll match the contract.
The Sun.
And then-
Okay, wait a minute. You're talking from the Sun standpoint.
Yes, if you're the Suns right now, you can say, okay, if Indiana's got the money and they're willing to pay you, and that's a preferred destination for you,
Then I'll match it and then trade you.
I'll match this deal, trade you to Indiana, and we'll see what.
And
else
I
we
get
can
something back in return.
Well, it may not just be something from Indiana. This could be a trade that could shake up the entire scope of the West, maybe even a little bit of the whole NBA.
Like how?
There's been a lot of discussions based on what is
Now,
available.
is this real or is this stupid Twitter discussion?
No, this is based on a lot of the stuff that's been going on between Kevin Durant wanting to be traded from Brooklyn. You've got Donovan Mitchell now apparently now being offered by the Jazz after they initially said they didn't want anything to do with potential packages for Donovan. And in the end, you also have to include the Knicks because they're going to be looking to try and go and unload some of their contracts because of the money they gave to Jalen Brunson. So there's opportunity to have a trade between maybe 4 or 3 teams that would get Kevin Durant out of Brooklyn, bring him to Phoenix, and send DeAndre to Indiana. That way he gets his max contract.
I don't like any of this.
No. It's a lot of math and it's a lot of movement.
Okay, number one, Suns, you're dumb.
Yeah. Agreed.
You're just dumb. You know, he was the number one pick, right? In our first round draft pick.
Number 1 overall.
Number 1 overall. And just a couple years later, deuces, I'm out. It sounds dumb. And number 2, now, do we have to root for the Pacers? If McConnell's there, if Matherin's there, and Aiden's there, you know, I thought our NBA team were the Wildcats with Kerr and Dre and the Golden State Warriors. Does this mean I got to root for the Pacers now?
Well, this is the thing. You can have a West Coast University of Arizona team and now an East Coast.
No,
an East and a West.
I'm just a one-team guy.
Well, I mean, for those of us that want to root for the Wildcats, we can have a West and an East.
Yeah, that's like people saying, I've got an American League and a National League. No, you've got one team.
Oh, I fully agree with this statement. I fully agree with it. I don't like people that say they have 2 teams.
Right.
You don't have 2 teams. You have one team, and you can follow maybe a
I got
player
2
or
teams. One's the Yankees and one's the Red Sox.
No, you can't get away with that.
I got 2 teams. One's the Yankees, one's the Dodgers.
Yeah, you
Front
can't get
runner.
away with that.
So which is the official NBA team for Wildcat fans then?
I would think it would have to be still the Warriors because
Okay,
Kerr's
good.
the coach.
Okay, good. And we're going to update you on Tucson's Top Cat, where Steve Kerr is in the finals. All right. So anyway, we'll see what happens. That we'll ask Brad Sesmat about all of that coming up here on the program. What else is rattling around my big old head right now? Dave Hickey. You know, a couple years ago, there are a lot of people that were just taking cheap shots at Dave. Look, after Kevin Sumlin got fired and after Sean Miller was let go and after Jay Johnson left and Adia was almost poached by Baylor, a lot of people were down on Dave Hickey. He managed to get Arizona through the pandemic. He's able to shore up the finances with a bridge loan for the University of Arizona to the athletic department that they'll be able to not be in the financial peril that a lot of schools are post-pandemic. He hit a home run, right? I think everybody agrees he hit a home run with Tommy Lloyd. He hired Jed Fish, brought in Chip Pale, Caitlin Lowy. There's been a lot that Dave Hickey's done. I think Dave Hickey has managed this about as good as it can be managed through everything for COVID. And I've told him this, and I've told a lot of folks this. You know, a lot of us during COVID were just scared. A lot of us during COVID didn't have a game plan. We had never been through anything like that before. So I'm one to look at the people that managed to navigate those waters without a chart. That's something pretty incredible in my book. Dave Hickey today was named to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament Committee. That's a pretty big deal in the history of the school. Cedric Dempsey's been on that committee. Jim Livengood had been on that committee. Now Dave Hickey is on that committee. That's a big deal for Hickey in his career. Personally, it's a big deal for the University of Arizona that your athletic director is that well respected amongst his peers that he'll be on the NCAA tournament committee. He'll be there sequestered away, trying to figure out who's going to make the tournament and who's not going to make the tournament. That's a big deal. So I want to say congratulations to Dave Hickey for being named to the men's basketball committee. What else am I thinking about today? Oh, Tiger Woods struggled. Did you see that? He got the afternoon draw where the wind was howling. He's like 7 over, like 185 strokes back, which means Rich is not going to sit around watching the British Open this weekend.
Yeah. Well, this was just the Open, yeah?
Well, the Open.
Yeah.
But again, what's July 4th?
Well, July 4th was Independence Day.
Depends on where you live. It could be Happy Traders Day. Then I'm not talking about USC. But Tiger struggled in the first round of the Open. I saw this story come across. You see this thing out of the Big 12? Texas Tech is going to invest $200 million to upgrades for its stadium because now everybody knows football is so important. Football drives college athletics. When I saw that, first thing that popped into my head, I know we're getting new turf at the University of Arizona at Arizona Stadium. I'm wondering, is Arizona going to have to get into that arms race when it comes to facilities for football? They've already done some upgrades in Arizona Stadium. Well, we have more coming. Do you need to have shade so you can watch games in September? And when it's 105 degrees out there, nobody wants to sit in the middle of the day in the sun. Do we need to start thinking about how much money are we going to have to raise here in Tucson to upgrade that football stadium to be able to keep up with everybody? Because the more and more I think about the mega conferences and then say there's 40, 50, 60 teams, you better make sure you pack that stadium every week in order to be one of the halves. And it just it caught my eye. I've been at Texas Tech. I've been to Lubbock, Texas. I did some games there. Broadcast, worked the sidelines. I'm wondering, is it something that I even want to broach yet? That maybe we need to start looking at serious upgrades for Arizona Stadium if you're going to keep up with everybody else. And this is a football arms race. And one of the big ones I would ask is there a way to put shade up at Arizona Stadium?
Like adding on like a semi-roof or something to the top of Arizona Stadium?
I don't know. It's like when my cousins go camping. They put up tarps.
I don't think you're going to get away with just tarps on top.
Put a big tarp over the top of it.
No, I don't think that's going to work.
An umbrella.
Well, then you got to put that like right in the middle of the 50-yard line. You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, Hard Rock Stadium, where the Dolphins play, they actually, and they're in the same predicament as Tucson.
Is that the name of the stadium now?
Is Hard Rock Stadium.
Okay, I thought it changed 2 weeks ago.
What was it? What did it change to?
Well, I don't know. It's just the name of that stadium seems to change every other 2 years.
No. Once they've redone that stadium, it's now Hard Rock Stadium. What was it before?
Your guess is as good as mine. I remember at one point I think they were calling it Tiburon Stadium or something like
Look
that.
it up for me, because is it Pro Players? It was a Pro Player Stadium? I think originally it was Pro Player Stadium.
Right. So, again, as you mentioned, it's
Hard Rock Stadium
Hard
now.
Rock Stadium now.
It was
Pro Player Stadium.
Pro
in
Player
1999.
Stadium. Then it was Landshark, Jimmy Buffett's beer.
Joe Robbie Stadium.
Joe Robbie Stadium.
Sun Life Stadium.
Okay, so wait a minute. It was Joe Robbie Stadium to begin with.
Yep. Then Pro Player.
Then Pro Player Stadium. Then
Dolphin Stadium in 2007.
Because because Pro Player went out of business.
Right.
Then it became
Sun Life Stadium.
Sun Life Stadium, which is an insurance company. Then
and now it's Hard Rock.
Was it ever Landshark?
Let me check this, because apparently it has had 9 different names since opening in 1987.
Right, because the big one, Pro Player, went belly up.
Right. So
I thought it was Landshark Stadium for a little bit.
Yeah, Landshark Stadium.
Okay. Which is
6
a beer.
months, for a 6-month stretch, it was just called New Miami Stadium.
Right. And now it's Hard Rock Stadium, and they've actually rebuilt it. But they had the same deal where no one would want to go to Dolphins games or Miami Hurricane games because nobody wants to sit in the sun of Miami when it's 98 degrees and 90% humidity.
Right.
So they actually put shade around there, and it's got a big opening at the top so the sun can come down for the grass. It looks like, remember the old Cowboy Stadium had a hole in the roof?
Ceiling.
That's how Hard Rock Stadium is. So now you can go in there and you can sit in the shade and it's not so brutal. Mm-hmm. Eventually, one day, will you have to do that at Arizona Stadium? Because nobody wants to sit there in the middle of the summer for a 12:30 game.
Nobody wants to sit in that kind of heat, but also nobody wants to play in that kind of heat.
I get it, but it's just a thought.
It's the argument of advantage versus uncomfortable. It's like cotton baseball jerseys.
George Costanza. I finally found. Yesterday I complained about celebrity fights.
Yes.
Like, who are you telling me wants to fight?
It was Le'Veon Bell now looking forward to his boxing career.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
And then we got into the whole thing with Logan Paul boxing against
But I
Frank
finally
Gore
found
and all
fights
this.
I want to see.
All right.
Ozzie Guillen. Have you seen this?
Oh, yes.
Ozzie Guillen going back and forth with what am I doing? With my Sylvester the Cat. Ozzie Guillen going back and forth with John Heyman, challenging him to a fight. I would pay money to see that.
You know what? That's a quick fight. I'm pretty sure Ozzy could knock somebody out. Yeah.
Ozzy to whoop him. Ozzy get medieval
mess
on
with
him.
Ozzy again.
Yeah. Who would you want to see fight in the media?
In the media?
In the media.
Absolutely. It'd have to be Skip versus Stephen A. That has to be.
Who would win?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, no. Stephen A. has really, really long legs and a short torso.
Right.
Right?
And
like, Stephen A. Smith is really tall, but it's all leg.
But the thing is that so long as Skip Bayless is wearing his Jordan shoes, I know he can't lose.
I don't know. Who else would you want to see fight? Let's think about that today on the program.
Yeah.
Who would you want to see fight? Skip versus Stephen A. would be a pretty natural thing. Is there somebody in the media outside of me that you like to see get punched in the nose?
Oh, my goodness. I forget the guy from ESPN, but there was at one point a major rivalry between this guy at ESPN and Floyd Mayweather. Floyd did not like the guy. There's even an ESPN commercial where he's like got his face taped on a punching bag and he's just going at it. And the guy walks in, "Hey, Floyd, everything okay?" "Yeah, everything's great." And he just keeps punching his face.
I just want to see somebody two guys that you would like to see that beat the tar out of each other.
Just
not that they have
strictly in the media.
Yeah, just strictly in the media.
Okay, that one's a little bit tougher.
Think about that. Who would you want to see scrap?
I have to think about that. I'd really have to think about that.
All right, think about it for a minute. Who would you like to see scrap? Like, it's such a good question. Would you like to see Jim Rome?
I can guarantee you if Jim Rome was in any kind of fight, he probably wouldn't win because I remember what Jim Everett did to him.
Oh, where he flipped the table?
Where he flipped the table. And
2 weeks later, I had Jim Everett on the program. On my radio show, right? Right after that. And I was working with Bob Golick, and I told him, I said, "Hey, by the way, we're not going to call you that name, but bro, you flip a table over on me, I got an NFL lineman who will whoop your butt."
Fair enough.
Awkward silence. And he goes, "All right, just don't call me that name." I go, "Then I won't unleash Golick on you." And then Golick hit me and told me to shut up. All right, anyway, that's what's rattling around in my big old head. We'll update Tucson's Top Cat coming up, and then Brad Sesma joins us coming up this hour as well. I'm Rich Rare. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on WildcatsRadio1290.com. And, of course, on the home of the University of Arizona, this is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Coloco. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Coloco, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's
We're tied.
A huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big time.
Really on the field is a safety.
Yes, that's big time by Arizona. That time defense.
Rich Herrera. on Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we continue with you here on Wildcats Radio 1290. I'm your host, Rich Herrera. We are down to the finals in Tucson's Top Cat tournament. It's been a heck of a run. There's been some fun matchups, but I just want to remind everybody we're down to the finals. So here are your two finalists, last two men standing. And, I mean, we've had everybody and their brother that's been in this tournament. We had Nicole Richie. We had Kardashian. We had Robert Sarver. We had Jerry Bruckheimer, Geraldo Rivera, Linda Ronstadt, Linda McCartney. We had Nick Full. We had Gronk. We've had everybody. Sean Elliott. They've all, Terry Francona. You name the royalty that have ever walked the campus of the University of Arizona, they've all been through this tournament, and now we're down to the final two. The championship match, if you will. Give me some highlights for the NBA entrance in this, if you will, Dragon Ball. The two finalists. One, a beloved member of Lute Olson's team who took the advice and the knowledge that he got while being an Arizona Wildcat, went on to play in the National Basketball Association, and now is one of the best head coaches in the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, in the championship match, Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr converted at the other end for a 7-point Arizona lead. Chorus of boos every time he touched the ball. So what?
Kerr for three. Down.
Lute Olson's floor general would play the entire 40 minutes against Iowa's heralded full court pressure without committing a single turnover.
Here's Jordan. Did not have the shot.
5 seconds remaining. Phil told Michael, he said, Michael, I want you to take the last shot. And Michael said, you know, Phil, I don't feel real comfortable in these situations. So maybe we ought to go in another direction. So I thought to myself, well, I guess I got to bail Michael out again.
He was our number one overall seed. Pretty much a guarantee that he was going to make it to the Final Four. He defeats Gronk to get to the finals of the Tucson Top Cat tournament. He'll be opposed by someone who Dragon Ball called out as his early favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, his highlight against Arizona State is etched into school history. It's as big as the term bear down. We're talking about none other than Chuck Cecil.
Third and goal. Two wide receivers to the right side. On the roll, Van Raphorst looks back, nobody there. Freelances into the end zone, picked off, and the race is on. This is Chuck Cecil.
He is a great player. He blocks punts. He caused a fumble in the first half, and then he runs 100 yards.
Plus, he's a first-team academic all-conference player with a 3.43 in economics, and he just goes 100 yards with the interception.
The great Chuck Cecil. There you have it, Tucson. It's up to you to vote. Who is Tucson's Top Cat? Vote right now at WildcatsRadio1290.com. You have until next Tuesday at midnight to vote for Tucson's Top Cat. Who will it be? Chuck Cecil or the number one overall seed, Steve Kerr? It's up to you to vote. All right, coming up next on the program, Brad Sessman, Sports360AZ.com. We'll get the latest on what's going on with DeAndre Ayton, and then we'll talk to him about what Arizona State, always something university. That's next.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set.
And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th.
Shot blocked by Coloco, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Coloco, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Coloco. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Coloco, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Coloco, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Coloco. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Coloco. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man.
1290 here at 3:33. Arizona Athletic Director Dave Hickey will be taking on another role as the University of Arizona's athletic director, and he will now join the NCAA Men's Basketball Committee this upcoming September. Congratulations to Mr. Hickey. Former Wildcat DeAndre Ayton could be on the way out of Phoenix as he reportedly will sign the largest restricted free agent offer sheet in NBA history with the Pacers. The Suns will have 2 days to match the deal. And a bad start at the Open for Tiger Woods after he ends up shooting a first-round 78, finishing the day near the very bottom of the leaderboard. And former agent of Freddie Freeman, Casey Close, has officially sued radio host Doug Gottlieb for libel after he tweeted out a contract situation related to the former Atlanta first baseman's deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's what's trending locally and nationally on 1290. Still more to come on the Rich Herrera Show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Show rolls on. Let's run to our guest hotline. Joining us right now, Brad Sesmat, Sports360AZ.com. You see him on Bally Sports Television all the time. In fact, every time I'm sitting, it seems like whenever I'm sitting on Trident, having the world's greatest BLT, I look up, and there's Brad's smiling face every time I look up at the television. I don't know why. Maybe I just eat there a lot or Brad's on TV a lot. Either way, he's joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brad, buenos dias, mi amigo.
Was that the place you took me to?
Yeah, it
last time I was down?
It was. So last
three
times I've been there. Last 3 times I've been there, I look up and I point to my wife. I go, look, there's Brad.
Yeah. No, I remember you and I were sitting there and waxing eloquently and looked up and that was just over a year ago, and Jed was just getting things going. And look, this is a fun time, isn't it? This July, what is it? July 14th. There's supposed to be nothing happening in sports, and instead, well, Pac-12. We don't need USC and UCLA, or USC and UCLA say we don't need the Pac-12, so they're gone. And then Steve Hickey gets named today to the basketball tournament, and then DeAndre and the Pacers agree to terms on a 4-year, $133 million max offer sheet. The Suns have 48 hours to figure out if they're going to match or not. I would say they will. But that's where things stand today here on a July day, Rich. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, we get something to talk about. All right, help me out a little bit, because there's a great article. I suggest everybody goes sports360az.com that you all posted on how we got here and why the Suns are in the spot that they are. So backtrack for me for just a little bit for the fans here to understand how in the world does he go from being the number 1 pick to now maybe on his way to Indiana?
It's a good question, and it's one that you could be debated a lot of different ways, because DeAndre's averaged 16 and 10 in his career. That's the best field goal percentage of a big in the league in the last 10 years. And so it's not like he hasn't been productive. But if you watch him play every night, Rich, and during the regular season NBA basketball, many nights is low-grade dog food. There's no other way to put it. There's a lot of bad teams in the league. And so the numbers that you put up in November and on a Tuesday night against fill-in-the-blank Washington game, and you put up big numbers, and then you get into the postseason, and everybody tightens up a little bit. And there have been stretches with DeAndre Ayton where he's just disappeared. And the Suns fell apart, of course, as we all know, against the Dallas Mavericks. I would be on the side of the street of, he's just a kid. You can't give up on him. But if I'm on the other side of the table and I'm hearing his representatives last summer say, well, he's a max contract guy, I'm not really seeing max contract. But everybody's throwing around max money. And so they went through the regular season. They played nice whenever DeAndre talked about it. It was very limited, and I'm just focused on the regular season and the usual stuff that you hear from players. He's been involved in the community. Fans have grown to love him, like him. And he goes out and plays well. But then you get closer to the playoffs, start hearing, this is going to be a problem. And then the way that the postseason, they crashed and burned, and you could see it coming. I think I was on with you when they were struggling against New Orleans and put them away. And they're playing against New Orleans, and DeAndre is getting outplayed. And the numbers look good. Numbers look like one thing in basketball, but that doesn't tell the whole story. It's not about how many points you score. Can you play defense? Are you out there in the right times? Are you involved in this game at both ends of the court? And there were just some moments, and one of them was caught on tape late in the Mavericks deal where Monty looked like saying, do you even want to be here? Do you want to play? Do you want to go in the game? And you want to go in, if you were to believe some people. So that's how we got from there when he was the number 1 overall pick, which to this day, the fan base that I talk to around the Suns say, well, we should have taken Luka. Yeah, it's easy to say that in hindsight, but you didn't. So you got to get over that. It makes for fun talk radio to say that they screw up or not. You don't just walk away from bigs, or, Rich, do you? Do you look at it and say, this NBA, you don't have to have a DeAndre Ayton in order to win a title. Look at what Golden State did this year. They had a big 3, and they were able to figure it out. And is Ayton, to finish the point on him, is Ayton a generational talent player that can help you win a title? Well, he got him to the finals against Milwaukee, and then Giannis had his way with him last year, a year ago at this time. This year, second-round flameout, there's going to be somebody to blame, and a lot of the fans want to blame Ayton.
So interesting that they went into the season and they rolled the dice. Were they going to be able to keep him happy? Because, again, like you said, the agent wanted this and he wanted that, and the Suns didn't want to give him to anything. So it was almost, to me, it felt like an audition. All right, fine, put up those big numbers, but you better show up to play once we get to the postseason, because that's what's going to decide whether you get a new deal or not.
You're right, but unfortunately, in sports in this day and age, a lot of it is just based off of, look at my regular season numbers, look at how amazing and awesome I am. I'm sure there's Wildcat basketball fans out there that could give one hoot about what the regular season win total was. And it was a lot. It was a great job of getting the program in the right direction, and it led to players being drafted in the NBA, and how exciting all that is. But at the end of the day, would you rather be playing in March Madness for a championship or just have something nice to talk about a nice season? I think the same thing applies in the NBA or in sports in general. Regular season's one thing. You're measured by what championships and hardware you have at the end of the day.
Kings have rings. There's no doubt about it. All right, give me what your gut tells you. Do they let him walk? Do they match the offer sheet and then try to work something out to trade him? What does your crystal ball tell you?
You know, as you and I are sitting here right now, I believe the Suns are going to match. I strongly believe that they're going to match, and that DeAndre Ayton will have the veto of trade power in his corner. A 4-year, $115.3 million offer sheet, probably. And look, Ayton was not attached to Durant directly. It doesn't mean that Durant can't happen to the Suns, but I think this makes it more difficult because you've got to come up with $35 to $36 million in salary going to Brooklyn, and they didn't want Ayton. Brooklyn was not interested in DeAndre Ayton. They just weren't. Why is that? Probably Nash's style. I don't want a big in the way. You know, go all the way back to when Shaq was here with the Suns. Got in the way and screwed everything up. Not saying that DeAndre's Shaq, but his numbers at 16 and 10 are better than field goal percentage than what Shaq had when he first came in the league. So long rant is Ayton can, I believe they'll match. I believe that Ayton has the power to veto the deal. And then are the Suns going to run it back again next season? Because if you're going to try to come up with $35 to $36 million in salary, Rich, to get Durant, and Durant has let it be known that, yeah, I want to come to Phoenix because he loves Monty and all that, you're going to have to part with Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, and Landry Shamet and a whole lot of first-round picks. It's similar to the Rudy Gobert deal. I think the Gobert trade from Utah to Minnesota has set the baseline of what the Suns would have to give up in terms of talent, first-round picks. But it's really the Suns are on the clock. This does not mean that the Durant thing's not going to happen. I think it's just, okay, this gets the process going. It's going to have to involve other teams. I was talking to somebody earlier today in the agent world who believes that when the Durant thing comes down, it may end up being one of the biggest trades in the history of the NBA because several teams are going to have to be involved in order to make the numbers work. Okay, that's interesting. So let's think about this. Donovan Mitchell, available. Kyrie Irving, probably available.
Right.
Kevin Durant, available. So you got some big pieces out there already. And the Gobert trade, as I mentioned earlier, that's 5 first-round picks. And I've been hearing that on the Suns, and it may be 4 or 5 first-round picks. So you're going to have to get multiple teams involved if the Durant deal is going to happen, unless the Suns just completely empty the bench, empty their first-round picks, trade Crowder, trade Bridges, trade Shamet. I'm not against trading 2 of those 3 guys. I really don't want to see Bridges go. I'd rather see Cam Johnson go, but it doesn't make the numbers work. It's fun in radio for you and I to sit here and go through it, but you got to make the numbers work financially with contracts in order to make trades happen. So it does take some of the fun out of it.
How sore are the feelings between DeAndre Ayton and the organization?
But it's a good question. I don't know. I can only guess and believe if it's gotten to this point. I know last year some of the people on the Ayton side of the street felt like the Suns were being disrespectful. Of course, I always laugh at that. Like, I don't know. In this day and age, $50 million, whatever the number would have been for DeAndre, is not being disrespect me all day long if that's how it's going.
Right.
You know? And we all know that we've known that he's going to get paid. Okay, known that he's going to get paid. So he's going to get paid at least 4 years, $115 million. Now the next step is it's the Suns that have to make the decision. And the idea of saying, no, we're going to let you go to Indiana, I just find that hard to believe. It wouldn't stun me, but it's an admission of failure of spending the number 1 overall pick and just letting him walk, right?
Yeah.
And so I just have a hard time grasping that as what it looks like. But on the other side, Rich, I can't imagine them running it back with this team. It's another year of Chris Paul, a year older.
Right.
it'd be a DeAndre Ayton saying, I got to stay here. And poor DeAndre, he's going to only make $115 million. Boy, I feel so sorry for you.
Oh, lo siento mucho.
Right. But you don't know if he's going to have that chip on his shoulder and say, I really don't want to be a part of this thing. I'm going to show up. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to play, but I'm not going to be all in. And I think the culture that Monty and James Jones have established here with the organization, that was missing for so many years. When they went through the years of nothingness, as I like to call it, where every year was just a disaster. I think that's where they are. That's where they are now.
Brad Sesmont joining us right now, sports360az.com. We haven't talked to you since the UCLA Bruins and University of Southern California decided to bolt from the Pacific 12 Conference. What was the reaction around Tempe?
I think the reaction inside of ASU was one of disbelief. I think that I had Greg Hansen on the other day from the Daily Star for the U of A side of it, and I think I felt a little bit of the same from Tucson. I think, though, Rich, there's the old saying of John Wooden, the great legendary coach. I had him on many, many times out in California, and he always had the phrase, be quick but don't hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Be quick but don't hurry. So everybody wants to run to the next step. Go to the Big 12 today. Make it happen. Well, you might want to take a step back and, first of all, understand the new commissioner of the Big 12 can't do anything until August 1st. Okay, there's that. You don't want to be left behind, obviously. You'd like to think that the U of A basketball brand brings a lot of cachet nationally. I like the idea. The word alliance sends shivers up my spine, though, because that's what the Big Ten and Pac-12 was supposed to be, an alliance, and instead Kevin Warren stabbed him in the back. So I'd like to think that the ACC and the Pac-12 and some of the Big 12, if you could put together a conference, Rich, and this isn't pie-in-the-sky stuff either from what I'm thinking, but if you could get Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, U of A, and my understanding is Gonzaga is a real part of the wanting to get out of their situation, the West Coast Conference, even though they don't have football. But if you had a basketball conference of that, now the NCAA is in the tournament business, right? That's what they do. So March Madness to them means a lot more. Football's going to go do they're going to go do the CFP. That's what the CFP is there for, the College Football Playoff. So fine, go do that. We're going to go form a conference that we're going to have marquee matchups. And yes, we're going to be spread out all over the country, but that's where it's going. I think that there's that side of the street that U of A brings so much national cachet with basketball. U of A football, not at all right now. I think Jets headed in the right direction. I think ASU, what do they bring right now? Not much. They bring a mid-level basketball program. They bring an NCAA investigated football program. Yeah, there's an NCAA investigation still around basketball with U of A from Sean, where the results haven't come down yet from that era. So it's not like you can just go to, especially with the ASU situation right now, it's not like you can go out there and say, hey, man, we got it all figured out over here. No, you don't. You still have to wait for penalties on your football program. What's that going to mean? Basketball side, I thought Tommy did a great job last year and nationally. And so you have that you could bring into the fold. U of A softball, U of A baseball, Arizona State golf. So these two programs together can bring a lot to a conference, but will they bring things that will move the needle like a Duke basketball, North Carolina basketball, Kansas basketball? Everybody's territorial. People probably listening to me right now in Tucson are like, oh, you're disrespecting us. No, I'm not.
No.
I'm being truthful and factual. It's a fact. You're not as big a deal as Duke basketball. It's just a fact.
Okay, so help me out a little bit. Who needs who more? Arizona, obviously Arizona has some cachet. Arizona State has a bigger media market.
Yep.
Do you ever foresee, I was talking with Jay Dobbins yesterday, could you ever imagine if Arizona State and Arizona got uncoupled?
So it's a really good question. I think it's one that I've been asked a bunch by fans, and I've just asked around. The Arizona Board of Regents, I believe this, Rich, wouldn't allow that to happen. But there are a lot of people out around USC and UCLA that said the two universities were working independently from one another. And that USC and UCLA didn't even have an idea that the other side was talking until Kevin Warren said, we're bringing both of you in. Now, that's really interesting if that's a fact. If I'm U of A and if I'm ASU, if I'm in the leadership position at either one of these schools, I don't have to have the other. I really don't. The 11th largest media market, what does that mean in this day and age?
I don't know. That's the key because, so Washington, for example, everybody's talking about Washington. Washington, wow, what a great opportunity if you can get your hands on the Huskies. What do the Huskies bring media market-wise compared to Phoenix?
Well, I think that's apples and oranges, though, from this standpoint. I don't know what Seattle's market number is. You may know that. And fans are like, media markets, what does that mean? It means televisions that are available to be watched. So Phoenix is the 11th largest television market in the country. Great. Is there a passion for Pac-12? No. Is there a passion for especially Arizona State and Arizona being on televisions in Phoenix? No. So I think if you look at both of those parts of the equation, the market size, Rich, used to be the one thing that moved the target. Right. But I don't believe that that's the case in what's going on here. Like, UCLA is going to go play Purdue in November, and a lot of people that I trust in the coaching circles think UCLA or USC going back there in November, they're going to get smoked most years.
Yep.
They don't know what they're walking into. It's going to be 8 degrees and nasty. And so they're going to have the LA television market, but are people in LA going to sit there and watch in big numbers? The traditional college football fan listening to us right now is like, I just want my college football. I don't care about market size. I just want to lean forward in my chair on Saturdays and watch the games. You're still going to have that. But
are you going to watch USC taking on Indiana the first week of November? Is that going to appeal to you? Not really.
There's that point, but I'll go back to something I wrote about this 6 years ago, that they should get out of the Big 12, or Pac-12. Both ASU and U of A needed to get out of the Pac-12 and jump to the Big 12 simply because the Pac-12 network was such a disaster, such a mess. And both programs are being treated, in my opinion, as second-class, third-class citizens when it came to, let's just say, the Territorial Cup. I don't know. It was every Friday after Thanksgiving. And I don't know. It was opposite Alabama-Auburn.
Right.
So nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching. And so your own conference is saying, oh, yeah, we got this TV window. And by the way, it's not even on a big network. We're going to put you on FS1. Or, oh, man, we're on ESPN. No, you're not. You're on ESPN2. You're on ESPNU.
Right.
Like, those channels, people don't watch in big numbers. And again, the fan listening right now is like, well, I don't care. This is all about Wildcats. Fine. But you were in a conference where if you are in the Big 12 the last 5 years, and rather than going to Pullman, and I love Pullman, but rather than going to Pullman and being involved in Pac-12 After Dark where no one's watching,
right,
you're playing at Texas Tech at noon on Big Fox.
Yep.
And you're actually back in Tucson by 7 o'clock that night, and the whole country's watched your program. But the lack of vision and the lack of foresight and the selling out by the Pac-12 conference on these poor programs here in Arizona, it's ridiculous. They needed to get out. It's embarrassing how these two programs just get moved around and shuffled to fill time slots late at night, and then it's marketed as it's this great thing. No, it's not.
Two of the first 3 games are 8 o'clock starts here in Tucson.
Yeah, that's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Nobody's going to give a rat's.
By the way,
nobody's going to give a rat's.
By the way, the Seattle market is 14.
Yeah.
But as you said, the passion for the Purple Gang up there is a lot bigger than it is for the passion for Arizona State.
No, that's exactly right. Or U of A football right now.
Yeah.
Now I am big on where Ched's going. I'm really big on it because I don't think the guys up here could find their backsides with either hands right now when it comes to football. I don't think they can do it. They don't know how to recruit here in state, and they'll give 1,000 excuses why Bijan Robinson ended up leaving South Point and going to Texas when he wanted. He told me I wanted to go there, but they wanted to go check out a running back in Ohio. Monte Trainum. And so I just decided to go to Texas. And Trainum's left. He's gone back to Ohio. He's a linebacker now. It's like, guys, you guys keep missing the local kids, and then it's excuse after excuse after excuse. And it just gets to be too much. It's inept.
I wonder if Jed or the coaching staff has their own parking spot at Chandler Hamilton.
When I talk to coaches, high school coaches, and look, I've been in this market for coming up on 30 years, and we've been doing Sports 360 for the last 12, and a lot of it is high school based. So we get to know the high school coaches very well. Done a lot around South Point, did stuff around Ransom, and did stuff around Bijan, and did stuff around a lot of the players of FINA and the players that have come out of there. But you show up at Hamilton, you show up at Chandler, you show up at Brophy, you show up at Saguaro, and almost to a coach from top to bottom on that staff, they have good things to say about where U of A is right now.
Yep.
They do. Jed's putting in the work. His staff is putting in the work. And that was the worst. Tommy Luganville on a couple of weeks ago, Rich, and Tommy was telling me how he had a U of A Oregon game 2 years ago. Before Jed got there, it was last year of Sumlin. And he said, I remember, Brad, watching U of A just go through workouts before the game, and I thought, this is the worst-looking Division I football program out there. And when you look at what the record was and where the program was, it was one of the worst. I think what they've done in the last, what is it now, about 18 months,
right,
is phenomenal. It's phenomenal, and it's not going to be, well, we only won 2 games, 3 games. It takes time to pull yourself out of the ditch when you were run so far into the ditch as the program was. And I'm big on where Jed is. I'm big on hearing from the high school coaches here in the state that they actually do care, and they're actually trying to get the best talent, not the second tier, third tier, fourth tier guys. So
here's my thing. I'll leave you with this. You know Southern California football. You know Arizona football. When I talk to the coaches here about kids from San Diego, because that's where I helped coach high school football before, and I talk about Helix and Cathedral and Saints and all those schools, I just mentioned the school, and all the coaches I talk to, whether it's Pow Pow, whether it's Brandon Sanders, any of the coaches, boom, they rattle off the top 10 names of those kids from each of those schools, know everything there is to know about them. They've done their homework. They've put in their work. That's so impressive because, quite honestly, and I'm not beating up on Kevin Sumlin, but when I was at the high school in Southern California, we never saw anybody with red and blue around. I saw plenty of people wearing Arizona State gear, Oregon, UCLA, USC at our games. I never saw anybody from the U of A showing up. And this is a team that went to the state championship and was ranked number in the top 20 in the country.
Yeah. What I would say is this on that front. So the Cats open up at San Diego State.
Yep.
What is it, September 3rd or September 4th?
Third, I believe.
3rd. Yeah. So drive out early because on the 2nd, Chandler High plays at Cathedral Catholic. Chandler High is the number 1 quarterback in the nation in the class of 2024. He's already committed to Ohio State. There's going to be at least 24 Division I high in Dylan Raiola. There's going to be at least 2 high Division I, 20 high Division I players on the field for that game on Friday night at 7:00 at Cathedral Catholic. And then Saturday at 12:30, you have the Wildcats opening up San Diego State's new stadium. What a great 24 hours if you're a football fan.
Oh,
what a
absolutely.
Tremendous 24 hours.
And I was just talking to one of the coaches at Cathedral. I'm not sure how the offensive line is going to be, but they are going to have the nastiest defense in the state, so it is going to be fun. Brad, thank you so much for doing this. I will catch up with you again soon.
Stay well. Thanks.
All right, take care. Brad Sessman joining us right now. Check him out on sports360az.com. You also see him on Bally Sports. All right, coming up, I want to continue this little conversation we had. You know what? I'm going to say it right now. We need to root for Arizona State. I can't believe I didn't say that out loud. I'm going to tell you why. Coming up here on 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Crease around it. Drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2.
Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's
We're tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to...
Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Rich Herrera. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Thanks to Brad Sesmat for joining us. Arizona 360, ArizonaSports360.com. Today's program brought to you in part by PGA Tour Superstore. PGA Tour Superstore. Shop with the pros at Tucson's PGA Tour Superstore. Home for golf pros and beginners. They're located at Oracle and Limberlost. It is the best selection of golf gear that you'll find anywhere in Southern Arizona. And they have the people and the service and the experts to help you find just what you need to enjoy the game of golf just a little bit more. Whether you're in the market for a new driver, and if you are, they have Ping, Callaway, TaylorMade, Cobra. They have all the brands. But better than that, they have custom club fitters that'll help you find just the right club to help your game. Looking for a new set of irons, same thing. And by the way, little known secret, they have previously owned clubs as well. So a lot of times, someone like me will go in, I'm going to go get the newest technology. Well, it might be just a little bit above my pay grade, and by the time I roll out there and I try to hit it for the first time on the course, and I lose like 10 golf balls, I stick them back in my peg, and I'm like, yeah, that's too much club for me. Well, what do you do with it? Well, at PGA Tour Superstore, those clubs are available. You can go out and get the newest technology, and it's been hit maybe once or twice. Somebody couldn't handle that club because they weren't smart enough to go get a custom club fitter. And you can get a great deal on brand new technology. All of that's available at PGA Tour Superstore. Shop with the pros at Tucson's PGA Tour Superstore, home for golf pros and beginners and golfers like me. All right, could you believe I said that? That if you're an Arizona Wildcat fan, you got to root for Arizona State?
Oh, that part. I thought you were talking about how you were sailing golf balls off of a new club, and that I wouldn't find hard to believe.
Actually, I hit pretty straight down the middle. I'm actually pretty good on my drive.
That's not what Glenn Howell says.
Glenn Howell's talking trash about my golf game?
I mean, no, he's not. No, he's not.
No. He and I played. It was Glenn Howell, Reggie Gary, and Dixie Wooten, the head coach of the Sugar Skulls. And Dixie and I bet on who would be able to drive the ball further straight down the middle. Boom, straight down the middle for Herrera. Bing, off to the side for Dixie. Outdrove him, kept mine straight. I won. Pretty impressive.
There you go.
And I did a little dance.
Oh, you did not dance.
Oh, of course I did.
Oh, come on, man.
Of course I did.
That.
But no, here's my statement. It's a big statement. It's a really, really big statement. Do I dare say it again?
Go ahead. Make my day.
All right, here goes. If you're an Arizona Wildcat fan, you have to root for Arizona State. You have to wish well upon Arizona State.
Inconceivable!
I know. Pains me to say this, doesn't it? It pains me to say this. But, quite honestly, you have to understand, we're at war right now. And you need to have some allies. This is kind of like fussing and fighting with your family. But I can fight with my brother all I want. Nobody else can.
Right.
Okay. This is Pac-12 family. I know I have to say this, but I've been reticent about saying this for a while. Because it's kind of it's repulsive to say.
Where'd you get a goofy idea like that?
It's not a goofy idea. If you're an Arizona Wildcat fan, you need Arizona State.
Don't like hearing that.
Okay, this guy is a real zero. That's true.
But I need that real zero right now. I need them, and they need me. They need me, and I need them.
Armageddon is almost upon us. I got news for you. It's already here.
They need me because they really don't have a very good national brand. They need me in Tucson because Arizona basketball is the best thing going in this state. They need me because they need a national brand. If you're I figured this out, Dragon Ball. All of this comes down to you need two things to be able to dance in this next big production that we're seeing going on in college sports. What do I need? I need eyeballs and I need passion. Take this one step further. We were just talking with Brad Sesmat. Why is Washington why are more people talking and courting Washington than they are Arizona?
They got the eyes on them because of the market size.
But their market size isn't as big as Phoenix, 14 versus 11.
Right.
So why aren't people standing in line going, well, maybe Arizona State should join the Big Ten? Have you heard anybody a couple schools that nobody's talked about? Arizona State, breaking away on their own, right? You've heard lots of Washington, Oregon, Notre Dame. You've heard lots of Clemson, North Carolina, Miami, and Florida State. Am I missing anybody?
No, that's about the long and short of it.
Now, you've heard San Diego State wanting to jump up, Boise wanting to jump up, Fresno State wanting to jump up. But as far as Power 5 schools that are standing there and they're the prettiest girls at the dance and everybody wants a shot to ask them to dance, who are the schools again? Notre Dame, Oregon, Washington, Clemson, Miami, North Carolina, and Florida State. Why is that? What does Washington have that Arizona State doesn't? Arizona State, Phoenix, Tempe, it's a bigger media market than Seattle. 11 versus 14. But you know what Arizona State doesn't have? A national brand with passionate fans. Let me say that again. Arizona State has bigger media market, which means more eyeballs and more potential people watching the games, which appeals to the networks. But the networks also need passionate fans. You know the school that nobody's talking about? Think of the schools that nobody's talking about, like, this would be a great breakaway. Cal.
Yeah.
Okay? Stanford. Nobody's talking about Stanford.
No, nobody.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you talk about Cal and Stanford if it's just about eyeballs and all the rest?
They don't have good products. They don't have good teams to watch.
No, go a little bit deeper. What did I just say you need? You need eyeballs,
passion,
and passion. San Francisco, market size, is number 6 in the country. Here's the top 10 media markets in the country. New York is 1, Los Angeles 2, Chicago 3, Philly, Dallas, San Francisco, Atlanta, and Houston. Okay? Why aren't people talking about Cal and Stanford? They have the eyeballs, but they don't have the passion. Washington has both. Washington is a smaller market than San Francisco, but their national brand has no passion behind Cal or Stanford, do they? Oregon is a small market. Eugene, Portland, small market. Mm-hmm. But they've got passion. Why is Alabama the belle of the ball? Passionate fans. Baton Rouge, Louisiana ain't a big market. I've been there. Why do people love them so much? Passionate fans, which translates to people watching the game. So of all the schools that are left in the Pac-12, who's got the most passionate fans? Washington, Oregon, Arizona basketball.
I'd say Arizona is definitely probably the third on the list of teams that are
basketball. Not football, basketball. If Arizona had the passionate fans that Oregon did for football, we'd be sitting pretty and everybody would be asking us to dance. If Arizona had the passionate fans for football that LSU has or Alabama has, everyone would be asking us to dance. If Arizona had the passionate football fans that they have in Tallahassee going, oh, people would be asking you to dance. If Arizona had the passionate football fans that Clemson had, everybody would be running to Tucson trying to get them to join the conference. It's interesting. You know, the University of Miami, it's a tiny school. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's a small.
It's
campus.
a little tiny school without a lot of, and most of the kids that go there aren't from Miami, but there's passionate fans in Miami.
Oh yeah.
Arizona State has the size, market size, to make them attractive, but they don't have the passion. Tucson is not the size; it doesn't have the market size and the eyeballs, but you have a sport that we are passionate about throughout the state, which is Arizona basketball. That's the saving grace. Could you imagine if it weren't for Tommy Lloyd and the kingdom and the castle that Lute Olson built? We'd be in the same spot as they are in Corvallis and Pullman right now, wondering if the Pac-12 breaks up. Dude, I could end up in the Mountain West or the Big Sky. If let's say this conference, which the conference isn't going to break up. I think right now everybody is in lockstep. They've all rallied around each other, and they're all going to stand together. As it stands today, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? But as of today, every day that we get closer to the end of this 30-day exclusive negotiation period, I think the resolution of this conference gets stronger. But in a bizarre world, if it goes the other way, what do you do if you're Washington State? What do you do if you're Oregon State? Where are you going to end up? You're going to end up playing in the Big West. You're going to end up playing in the Big Sky. You're going to end up playing in a non-Power 5 school, and boom, you're done. Thank goodness Arizona basketball is enough to keep us in the discussion where we are an attractive dance partner. And the fact if the Board of Regents makes these two schools stay coupled, oof. So I hate to say this, but we need Arizona State. And Arizona State needs Arizona. It's a strange, strange time we're living in sports. But I'm going to throw this out at you. I threw it out at Brad. What happens if they're not joined to the hip? What happens if they get uncoupled? We'll talk about that coming up. I'm Rich Herrera. You want to comment? I'll take your telephone calls. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I might sneak one or two in. We'll continue with you. This is Arizona, the home of the Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two.
Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down, and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it and tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellas. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down. Trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Step
90 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Oh, I need a drink.
Some mouthwash, maybe?
No, I'm not drunk, madam, but you're giving me an idea.
I feel like I'm saying drunken types of things. But it's true. Poke a hole and tell me I'm wrong. When I tell you, Arizona Wildcat fans, you need the Sun Devils. And if you're a Sun Devil fan right now who's out delivering pizzas, sorry, you have to admit you need the Cats more than ever, because there's 2 things I think we figured out. I think I've cracked the code on this. You know what that means, crack the code? It's Harvard Business School talk.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not my forte.
It's Harvard Business School talk, where they say if you crack the code, you'd figure something out. You figured something out, and you're really, really smart because you cracked the code. So I cracked the code on this. What are you looking at? What do you need to be in the new club? What do you need? You need 2 things.
Need passion?
You need the passionate fans. Alabama has passionate fans. You don't have to have both. But you better have one, a lot of one and some of the other, or a lot of both, but you can't have a little bit of some and nothing of the other. I guess there's a formula. I'm not sure what it is. But obviously the formula for Washington is better than it is for Arizona State. Passionate fans, bigger media market. California, At Stanford, bigger media market, absolutely no passion. So you have to have, I think the first thing you have to have is passionate fans. And then the more of those that you bring in your media market, the easier it is to get into this exclusive club. So for Oregon, passionate fans. Washington, passionate fans, bigger media market. Cal and Stanford, huge media market, no passion. Arizona State, bigger media market, not much passion. Am I wrong?
And they don't have a lot of reason to be passionate considering where both of their programs currently situate themselves among the remaining Pac-10 schools.
Okay, but here's the funny part of it. Why are these SEC schools so hot to trot and everybody loves them? Somebody brought up Old Miss yesterday. Oxford, Mississippi, outside of Memphis, Tennessee, is not a huge media market. But I tell you what, those Old Miss fans are passionate. We're going to see what passion looks like when Mississippi State rolls in.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi State rolls in, they're not the most passionate fan base. I hate using that word, by the way, fan base. They're not the most passionate fans in the Southeastern Conference.
No.
I remember I was blown away by the passion of the LSU fans. This is pre-Nick Saban winning a championship. This is like Gary DiNardo.
Oh, wow.
LSU, right? This is pre-Les Miles, Brian Kelly, and everybody else. This is just, LSU's just another school. I remember they came to Tucson for a game. And we used to do, this is originally when we were a Fox affiliate, we would do shows from in front of Frog and Firkin on Fridays before the game, and then we'd be out there before the games as well. And I remember those LSU fans coming in, and I had never seen anything like it before in my life. These drunk Cajuns just took over University. They took over every bar in town. And LSU wasn't that good at the time, I don't think. And I saw a passion in those fans for college football that I've never seen in college football before in my life. I've seen it in the NFL. I've seen 49er fans. They're passionate. I've seen Raider fans. They are beyond passionate. I've seen Giants and Dodger fans. I've seen Rams fans, Laker fans. I've seen passionate fans, but I've never seen passionate fans for college football like I saw with those LSU fans when they rolled into town, I don't know, probably 15, 16, 17, 18 years ago. We'll see that same passion when Mississippi State rolls in here to take on Arizona in the home opener. But what would happen if we uncoupled the two schools? If Arizona had to stand on its own and Arizona State had to stand on its own, how attractive would each school be? Would the Big Ten invite Arizona State in? No. Will the SEC look at Arizona State? No. Will the Big 12 look at Arizona State? Probably. Would Arizona be invited to the dance? SEC, no. Big Ten, I think you have a better shot of them wanting Arizona over Arizona State if they had to stand alone. Big 12 would jump all over them in a heartbeat. ACC, in a heartbeat. If you can have Arizona and Duke playing it again, regional partnerships be darned. We've got passion for basketball, which is the only reason why we're not sitting here fretting the way that they are in Corvallis and on the Palouse. But, brother, I tell you, we better get passionate about football and get passionate about football real quick. Jed needs to inspire this town to get passionate about football, and we need to fulfill that promise of Arizona football now more than ever. You want to join me, please? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Sweet deal coming up. What's today? Today, Thursday?
Today is Thursday.
All right, so tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m., you can get a sweet deal. Here's what we got. A $50 gift card for just $25. A $50 gift certificate, for just $25 to El Mesquite Grill and Taqueria located inside the DoubleTree by Hilton downtown next to TCC. This sweet deal goes on sale Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. All right, coming up on the program, Dragon Ball, are you ready?
As ready as I can be.
Get ready for Dragon Ball to bore your socks off. That's next here on 1290 with his football headlines. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. Dragon Ball's football headlines.
What a lame name. Who picked that?
Don't know.
I think I did. We'll continue. It's 1290.
Rich Herrera. Exclusively. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two.
Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Mathurin. Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep three from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big.
Pulling on the field is a safety.
Yes. That's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Hebert. They just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
It's time for our football portion of this radio program, Dragon Ball. I trust you today, my friend.
You trust me?
I think so.
That's a mistake.
It really is. It really is not a good look for me. It's really not. It's really not bright of me, but. You know what?
You called down the thunder. Well, now you got it.
Since it's thundering and lightning outside our studios. Yes. Can you hear that?
It's gotten actually a couple of very loud thunder booms.
Yeah, and
I thought it was the construction down the hall. That's how loud it was.
And the fact that we sit underneath this huge metal pole behind me.
Yep.
Called a radio tower.
That radio tower is it's enticing of a target.
Yeah, I'm not that bright sitting here right now, but I have to be here with you.
Yeah, me too.
I can't go. I can't run and hide.
Again, you're the one over there you can keep your hands off the keyboards at times. I'm the one that has to kind of like touch the dials and the buttons back here for the show to go. So if there's a surge, I don't know if I can stop myself from having it.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like if I'm touching the board to turn a button off or something.
And it goes...
it goes right on through.
I am touching the beast.
You could be in trouble.
I could be in some very big trouble.
All right, well, let's hurry up and do the Dragon Balls football headlines before any of that happens, just in case you get...
Yeah, let's start that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring in David, who has his football headlines. They're Dragon Balls football headlines, the biggest stories around the National Football League.
Thank you very much for that, Rich. So first headline comes out of Tampa Bay.
Ooh.
Tom Brady says that he is going to rule out the idea of playing until he's 50 and instead says that he will take it year to year in his approach. He's actually going to turn he just turned 45 in August, and he says that, in a quote, "I've realized I don't have 5 years left." So we may not see Brady survive to play age 50.
Okay, wait a second. So he says, listen, I'm 45 and came back. I stayed at home with my wife for 2 weeks and said, get me out of here. So he came back to play, tried to get Gronk. Gronk goes, brah, I'm done. Now he says, I won't comment to play till I'm 50. I hate Tom Brady. Now I don't hate Tom Brady. I'm jealous of Tom Brady.
What?
The dude is in better shape, better looking, and more successful the older he gets. The older I get, the more run down, the fatter I get, the worse my health gets, the worse. I mean, well, I still got great hair, but other than that, getting old sucks for everybody except for Tom Brady.
Well, I find it hilarious that he makes this comment now after Gronk recently said, even if Tom were to call me up, I'm not coming back.
So what exactly did he say again?
So, again, he says, I've realized I don't have 5 years left. Also going on to say, I would say it's year to year. Could this be my last year? Absolutely. Could I change my mind? Absolutely. Now, and this is basically also playing into Fox Sports asking him to do the NFL playoffs if the Buccaneers don't make it. They actually want him to come in and do color commentary.
Oh, because he already signed that deal and waiting.
Yes. Now, he said, initially, I told them I didn't want to do it. There was a lot of different emotions. I couldn't make the decision from the place where I needed to be. For the first time, I was a free agent in life. It's different than being a free agent in football when one of 31 teams can come after you. So, needless to say, I'm not sure where Mr. Brady is going to end up in the next 5 years.
I just know he's not going to be at home during the weekends.
Yes.
And he's going to say, hey, listen, I'll do all the Fox games. Just don't give me the Bucks because then I'd have to stay home with Giselle, and then she'd make me take out the garbage, and I got stuff to do.
Yes.
Will he play until he's 50? I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't put it past him, but again, he's saying he's taking it year to year.
Well, how else? We're all year to year.
Well, yeah, but
you're year to year. You're day to day. I don't know if you're coming in tomorrow.
I'm segment to segment, to be honest.
You could get hit by you're not segment to segment, but you could get hit by lightning.
I could,
right?
Just stepping outside, I could.
It would be something if he played till he was 50.
It'd be something, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Why not? Why would you bet? Why would you bet against TB12?
I just think as a quarterback, I don't know if he can survive till he's 50. Not only
did you think he'd be able to survive till he was 45?
I didn't think he'd be able to survive till he was 38.
And yet he's still here.
Yep.
Yet he's still here. I think he could play till he was 50.
He probably could. But
no, I definitely think if he wanted to, he can play till he's 50.
That's if he wants to. That's the big if. If he wants to.
He's already decided. Here's the deal. I told you this before. There is nothing like standing on the field in an NFL stadium.
Yes.
You literally cannot get that rush anywhere, and he knows this. He knows this. You're going to watch Derek Jeter, the captain.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see this in Derek Jeter's eyes. You saw it in Michael Jordan's eyes in The Last Dance. There's nothing else in the world like being on that field and holding everybody in the palm of your hand. There's nothing like it. There's nothing else that can ever replace that feeling, that high, the endorphins, the dopamine that you get of standing there, raising your hands if you're a quarterback, scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl. That is a feeling I don't know anyone could ever replicate outside of that moment, Dragon Ball. I only know a tiny 0.0000000 infinity of what that's like of just standing on the sideline of an NFL game. I know that I've been blessed in my career to stand on the sideline of an NFL stadium and just be able to look up and feel that energy. There is nothing like it. Dragon Ball, to stand at Heinz Field, at Ben Roethlisberger, throwing a touchdown pass to Heinz Ward, and the energy that you would have and that you would feel as the crowd erupts, and you're not even part of the team. But I've experienced what it's like just to feel that energy on the sideline. There's nothing like it. It'll never be replicated anywhere else in the world. And for Tom Brady to be TB12, the best of the best, and to have that in the palm of his hand, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what job you have. I don't care what there's nothing. There is nothing else that will ever come close to that feeling that he has right there. So why not hang on to it as long as you possibly can? It's like being president. Once you leave the White House, do you ever feel fulfilled once again?
Not professionally.
Not personally either.
This is true.
Not personally. There's nothing like being a big leaguer. There's nothing like it at all. You cannot get that feeling. You can get a feeling that's good in a different way, but that feeling right there of endorphins that are hitting you, there's nothing like it, and nothing else will ever be able to replicate it. Now, I'm not, listen, I'll open up my gray matter for you. Do I miss being around the big leagues? Absolutely. The thrill of going to Fenway Park and being there watching a Yankee game is something that it's something that I don't know if I'll ever experience again. Do I miss it? Yes. Do I think about it? Not that often. I've moved past that in my life. Is it the biggest thrill I've ever had? No. I've learned to find thrills in things in other places. But boy, I tell you what, Dragon Ball, it's a different kind of thrill. It's a completely different kind of thrill. I talk about being a dad all the time. That's my endorphin rush right now. That's my dopamine hit. That's my high of watching my son succeed. That's what's more important to me than anything else in the world right now. It gives me a different feeling that I've learned that is bigger to me than anything else in the world right now. And if I had to choose between the two, I'd choose being a good dad over being back in the big leagues. If you had to ask me if I had to choose one of the two, but boy, that being right there, and part of all of that, there is absolutely nothing like it. You can't replicate it. You can find something different, but it's really hard to do. It's really hard to do. So will he play? Will he keep playing? I think so. Because he, more than anybody else, understands how big this is. He knows. You know what? Let me ask you this. His wife was a featured personality in the Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. Do you think Giselle will ever have a moment as big as that, personally, professionally, where she walks out? I think she was wearing some green gown. That was just she was stunning. She was beautiful. And she walked out there representing Brazil, and everybody in the world was watching, had their eyes upon her. How would you ever be able to replicate something like that? How would TB12 be able to replicate something like that? That's why I think he continues to play and play and play and play and play. And by the way, his level of play right now is about as good as it gets. So even if he slips a little bit, and in the last couple of years he ends up like Peyton Manning, where his defense carries him, who cares? You still get to stand there on the field and feel what that was like. It's a pretty amazing feeling. I think Tom Brady keeps playing and playing and playing as long as he can. So to get to 50 years old, is not beyond the realm of possibilities, and it's not something that I'm going to take for granted. And it's not something that I'm not going to not believe in. I think he keeps playing. What else do you got for me?
So this headline coming out of Baltimore.
Oh, this is my favorite story.
Yes. Former Baltimore safety and world champion, I want to make sure that's very clear, world champion safety Bernard Pollard put out on a tweet saying no top wide receiver wants to play in Baltimore because Lamar Jackson isn't that guy at quarterback, which then proceeded to have Lamar Jackson, as everything happens on Twitter, beef. beef. The two of them decided to trade jabs at each other, including Lamar with the go-to line, "I had to Google you to figure out who you were."
Okay, now these are two heavyweights going at each other. They're two cultural elites because you know what they have in common with me?
Well, both of them have blue check marks.
Yeah, both of them have blue check marks next to their name on Twitter, so obviously they're more important than everybody else.
Right. And Bernard Pollard has a Super Bowl ring, as he made sure to make reference to Lamar, saying, "Facts are facts, make sure you call me champ. Good luck getting one."
And then Lamar Jackson follows back with, "Never nobody speak of you. I had to Google you, little bra. I never heard of you until I seen you keep dissing."
Like you was a Hall of Famer, but you far from it, across the ocean like overseas, he says. Now, I've watched Bernard Pollard play when he was a Raven.
Right.
And he had a couple of other good seasons with a couple other teams around the National Football League. Admittedly, Bernard Pollard is a hard-hitting safety.
Right.
In coverage, he was a little suspect, and Michael Crabtree made that clear.
But as a safety, he's not Deion Sanders.
No, he's not
he's there to blow people up, and that was one of the best defenses in the history of the National Football League. Right? That was Ed Reed. That was Goose on that?
No. This was the Terrell. This was the 49ers Super Bowl. So this was not one of the greatest defenses of all time.
Wait a minute. Okay, you're talking about.
Yes,
he played for the Ravens, right?
He played for the Ravens. He won the second Super Bowl with.
Gotcha.
This is the tail end Ray Lewis Super Bowl.
Tail end Ray Lewis.
So
Goose is gone.
Goose is gone, but you had guys like Haloti Ngata.
Right.
You had Terrell Suggs.
Okay.
So you had
T Swizzle.
You had a good. You had a good defense, not historic, but it was a good defense.
Gotcha. Okay.
Either way, though, they won the Super Bowl.
Kings have rings.
Is further than what Lamar Jackson has gotten.
Why would you just pop off at Lamar Jackson like that?
Well, because here's the thing. People were asking why no top wide receiver wants to play in Baltimore, and this is primarily coming off the fact that the Ravens ended up trading Marquise Brown, a.k.a. Hollywood, in the offseason, potentially saying that Marquise didn't like playing with Lamar, even though that's apparently not the case if you ask the two of them. And there's a lot of issues with the offensive numbers for Baltimore over the last few years. Again, last 3 seasons, this team has led the league in rushing for obvious reasons, but they have consistently been in the 30th ranking for passing.
So if you're Lamar Jackson, why are you even answering this?
Because this is also a very critical point for him in that, remember, he is now representing himself as his own agent, and he's on the last year of his rookie contract.
So maybe he needs to talk to his agent. His agent needs to tell him, you don't need to get in this just to make yourself look in an unfavorable light.
But he doesn't have that because that's himself. And if it's you and you want to defend who you are, this is a guy's a former MVP. Of course he's going to pop off on a guy that says that no one wants to play with him.
Why are you punching below your weight? I got lots of people that pop off at me. You're nothing. I'll tell you this, you're nothing. I'm not going to punch down. I got a blue check mark. I'm not going to punch down at you. I mean, maybe it's because it's two blue check mark guys going at it.
This is 2 blue check mark guys, and these are 2 guys that are pretty much situated in Baltimore football lore. I mean, Bernard Pollard, like I said, he had a very good
rings,
run
baby.
in Baltimore.
Kings have rings. I love this one. Do you think the 2 keep going at it?
Oh, they'll likely keep going for it for a little bit, I'd imagine, or at the very least we'll see a follow-up to this like during the middle of the season. Now, the funny part is that I mentioned Marquise Hollywood Brown. He got included in this as well.
Of course.
So, again, there was someone that went ahead and said that Marquise Hollywood Brown wanted out. Sure, Ravens are a run-first offense, but y'all act like he wanted out because Lamar Jackson. Don't try to create a false narrative about it. And Hollywood Brown responded to this saying, facts, the narrative they try to create on my dog, meaning Lamar, is ridiculous. He can run the show in any type of offense. He just so happens to be in one where he in doing it at a top level, meaning running and being an option quarterback. Every wide receiver who ever played for him knows that.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I just got dumber by listening to this whole thing.
I think everybody did.
I just got dumber by listening to this whole thing. All right, thank you very much. Those are actually good headlines today.
They were. I had some fun talking about those, especially the one in Baltimore, only because I love hearing that there's turmoil out in the Maryland coast there.
There you go. All right. Coming up next hour, we'll remind everybody about Tucson's Top Cat. And what did the Suns really do? What will they do with DeAndre Ayton? We'll talk about that in the next hour coming up here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Herrera, exclusively on Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. Thank goodness the biggest story of the first half of the Major League Baseball season has jumped the day. Tommy Pham slapping Jock Peterson, except there's a third man in now. And knowing this guy the way I know this guy, he wants no part of it. I'm talking about Mike Trout. Apparently, Mike Trout was the commissioner of this now infamous fantasy football league. And I'm not sure whether or not Tommy Pham was kidding or not when he said this. He said that Trout was the commissioner of the league and that, quote, Trout did a terrible job, man. Trout's the worst commissioner in fantasy sports because he allowed a lot of bleep to go on and he could have solved it all, end of quote. I don't want to get on the wrong side of Tommy, but it seems to me there are two types of people in the world. People who want to be a fantasy commissioner and those who don't. And those who do are losers. Either that or the best guy ever. O'Reilly Auto Parts is here to keep your car on the road with the right parts, advice from their professional parts people, and their free loaner tool program. There is no need to purchase a tool if you're only going to use it once. Your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store has more than 80 specialty tools available to rent for your next repair. Refundable deposit required at the time of rental. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today and ask about their free loaner tool program or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. Dell's Black Friday in July sale is here. Power productivity with a tech refresh now with up to 45% off top-rated laptops like the XPS, along with our special deals on business desktops with Intel Core processors. Get big savings on the latest servers, storage, monitors, and more with free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. We still have some significant slowing at Valencia and Kolb. That's Kolb and Valencia. We also ask that you please watch for closed washes on your way home tonight due to active monsoon activity. I'm Christy with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible. This summer, fire up your imagination with Audible. Listen to comedies, thrillers, mysteries, and more. It's everything you want in audio entertainment, all in the Audible app. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Everyone is talking about the Cats and where to find them on the radio.
Wildcat Radio, 1290 AM on your dial, just talking all day long.
Keep your radio locked to 1290 so you don't miss any of the action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left.
Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Follow grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry. Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to...
That storm's going anywhere anytime soon. That thing looks like it covers a good portion of the sky looking out the window. Oh, yeah.
But was it real monsoon? I don't have any windows here in the studio.
See, the thing is that I don't know what we can constitute as like real monsoon. Like to me,
like with
real
hail.
monsoon. Yeah. Okay. No, it's not hailing or anything like that from what I can tell. But again, I've got like a small hallway outside that I can kind of look at, but it's
small
not,
window.
Oh no. I mean like it's a hallway in between the buildings, so I don't see the whole back of the back parking lot or anything like that from where I'm at.
Yeah, I forgot I was going to tell you about the monsoons. I love the monsoons, though.
Oh, no, they're great. They're absolutely great, and they're needed because it's been getting too hot.
Well, no, it's not that it gets too hot. It gets too humid because the monsoons build up.
Well, I mean, it's gotten hot because we haven't had any clouds that provide humidity for the monsoon. I'd rather just have
I'd rather
rain.
be 108 with no humidity than leading up to the monsoon. I love the monsoon afterwards. I hate building up to it.
No.
I hate when it's hot and sticky and sweaty. That's why I lived in Florida for over 10 years. It's like that every day there. All right. I did want to I wanted to bring this up. I was just teasing this. DeAndre Ayton, we talked about this a little bit earlier with Brad Sesbat. We'll have that conversation for you coming up here in just a bit. But I've been thinking about this quite a bit, Dragon Ball. Why would you draft anybody if you were an NBA team?
Yeah, to explain this.
Why would you draft anybody if you're just going to lose them right away? They'll take an offer sheet somewhere else, and they're coming into the league so young, you're basically training them how to play for somebody else. Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, I was almost not disliking him this week. When they said they're going to get rid of the breakaway fouls, and if somebody's going for a breakaway and you grab them and stop them, then it's two shots and it's a shot and you get the ball,
right?
To try to prevent that because it stops the flow of the game. So I was good with that, and I was good with him telling players sit down during the game if you're not in the game. I'm good with those. And then he decided, maybe we should lower the age from 19 to 18 to come into the National Basketball Association. And if he does that, I wonder, why would I even draft anybody? Why wouldn't I just say, you know what, pass? With the number 14 pick in the first round, the owner of what would my team name be? I don't know.
Herrerasaurus.
The Herrerasauruses pass and don't take anybody. And then I go spend that money on a real free agent. Because is that player going to play for me for a long time? Or they all bail after their first contract? Think about this. Think of all the guys that are superstars in the league. Will Luka be with the Mavericks his entire career? Will DeAndre, the number one pick, just a couple of years? How long has he been in the league?
Just as long as DeAndre Ayton.
No, how long has DeAndre Ayton been in the league?
I want to say that is about 4 or 5 years now. I got to double check the actual year.
Double check the actual numbers so we can say this correctly. But he's already gone. There's a chance he could already be gone.
2018.
2018. So this is his 18, 19, 19, 20, 2021, 21, 22. 4 years. If he's gone in 4 years, why would you tie up? Why would you do that? Especially if you're going to drop the league age down to 18. You're going to get players that aren't physically ready to play in the league. You're going to get players that you're going to have to give a ton of money to that aren't going to have the training that they would get in college. At least you get 1 year of college in some of these kids before they make the jump. But if you're coming straight out of high school, I look back at Kobe Bryant's career. What did Kobe Bryant do his first couple of years in the league? He sat on the bench because he had to learn how to play in the NBA. It just makes me think right now that the NBA model is blowing up before our very eyes, and the clueless commissioner wants to make it worse by dropping the age to 18 rather than making it 19 years old and having a little opportunity to have some maturity before you get everything thrown at you that you get thrown at you as an NBA player. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I hear what you're saying. I can slightly comprehend it. The only issue is that there is a actual historic reasoning on why you cannot have the mindset that you have and survive.
Ooh, what's that?
That would be legendary football coach George Allen.
Okay.
Those that don't know what I'm talking about, George Allen was a legendary coach
for the Washington Redskins.
For the Washington Redskins and the Los Angeles Rams back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he got fired from the Rams and he went to Washington, he made a specific note to make sure that he did not want to play rookies. He did not want to play young players. He says, I prefer playing veterans because they know the game and they know how I want it done.
Right.
And he eventually made a decision to trade for many of the players he had coached in the Rams, brought them over to Washington.
Is that the over-the-hill gang?
That's the over-the-hill gang, where almost every starter on that team was over the age of 30. And we're talking, this was back in like the 60s. This is 60s, like 60s,
late 60s, early
70s. So these were old men by that standard.
Sure.
You can't survive in a sports world as ownership or team building without taking the risk of young players joining your team and potentially walking. You have to be able to bring in young players.
I completely agree with you. But why would I bring in an 18-year-old young player or a 19-year-old young player? Why not wait until I get DeAndre Ayton 4 years in and he has more training?
Because even then, that's not necessarily a guarantee. Look, and you know what? Another situation.
It's the difference between drafting a high school kid in baseball and a college kid in baseball. High school kid has all the potential in the world. College kid, I know where his ceiling is because I also know where his basement is.
Well, here's the problem with that thought process is that you can get some high school players that will end up being best of the best. You can get a Kevin Garnett. You can get a Dwight Howard. You can get these LeBron James, these kids that come out of high school that are cream of the crop.
Right.
And then on occasion, you will get a kid with like the likes of Sebastian Telfair who had all the promise in the world but didn't have it merge into something that was palpable. So,
I guess what I'm saying is the NBA draft, it used to be, get the lottery pick and you're going to get the guy that's going to make you everything and he's going to be a big part of your team forever. It doesn't seem like, because it's a league where the players run the league, it doesn't seem like if I'm going to invest my time and money and energy into a really high draft pick that I'm going to get their services to turn my franchise around if I've got to look after 3-4 years and they're ready to bolt.
Okay. Going to put this one out there too.
Okay. And I might be wrong. This is just a crazy idea I had.
So here's one that I will say
People
that
are going,
actively.
Yeah, Herrera, you are dumb.
Well, no, this is one that I would say that actively challenges the mindset you have. The Toronto Raptors in 1997 made a very, very big pick in drafting a man by the name of Tracy McGrady. We all remember Tracy McGrady and how great he was in his early years in Toronto. Eventually, he makes the move and goes out to play in Orlando.
Right.
Toronto doesn't get the chance to re-sign him. So everyone's thinking, well, the Raptors lost out. Once he got to Orlando, that's when the injury issues really started to pop up for Tracy. So It's a hit and miss.
You haven't won the argument.
Well, but this is a hit and miss. Sometimes it happens like that. Where
but I mean, I can get a rookie who blows out his ankle and doesn't do anything. I can get a rookie. There's been a couple rookies that haven't been able to play because they can't stay healthy. That I think that's neither here nor there. What I'm talking about is if I'm in the league and I'm going to get that big draft pick and he's only going to be with me for 4 years, did I really get any value out of that? Because the first 2 years he's asked to learn how to play in the league if he's coming out when he's 18, 19 years old. He's not mature enough to play yet. He might have skills, but he's not mature enough to play yet. Do you follow me?
I follow you, but the thing that I'm trying to, maybe I'm not wording this correctly, is that you can make the effort to draft a young player and see them walk and get nothing in return, but see that they struggle after they leave. So in the end, it's okay. Could I have kept that player and maintained their production?
Well, then that's just bad drafting on your part. If you draft a guy that's not able to make it into the league, then that's bad drafting on your part.
Well, no. I'm not saying they didn't make it in the league. I'm saying they walked and went to another team that was in another system.
And struggled.
Right. So if a situation where it's just neither side could come to an agreement, then okay, then both sides
suffer. How do the Suns end up in this position where they've just swung and missed and they're going to watch a number one draft pick leave?
A lot of it had to do...
Or he stays, and how do you repair the relationship? I don't blame DeAndre Ayton.
I don't think you can. You can't.
I blame the Suns.
Yeah, you can't really blame DeAndre for what was happening, but at the same time, you could say the argument of, okay, what was he doing that made Monty so frustrated? What was he not adhering to in the coaching that just made Monty not want to play him in the second half practically in that Game 7? There's so much that goes into...
Whatever it is, you have to talk to him sooner rather than later. You can't let that fester. You need to have those conversations. And here's the interesting thing when you talk to professional athletes. Like, let's say you and I have a working relationship, right?
Right.
There's times where we've clashed.
Yes.
There's times where I've gotten mad at you.
Yes.
There's times where you've gotten mad at me.
Yes.
Wait a minute, you get mad at me?
Well, on occasion.
Really? You hurt my feelings.
My apologies.
Well, I don't know if I want to work with you anymore then.
Oh, okay. Well...
Here, you just finished the show. You hurt my feelings.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be able to go ahead and reach out to you because I'm going to be busy with all this stuff. So I'm not going to be able to go ahead and
you got mad at me? See, so in real life, you can't hurt other people's feelings in today's day and age, right?
You can with the preface that you do your best to fix it immediately.
Okay, perfect. But here's the thing with professional athletes. What do they get their entire lives? They just get criticized and picked on.
Or they get overtly praised to the point where they think they can do no wrong.
No, by coaches. By coaches. When you're sitting there in a film room, here's what I've learned, right? So I work with Brett Boone. I worked with Booger McFarland. I worked with Bob Golick. I worked with Sean Salisbury. I'm not just dropping names so you trip over them, but I've worked with guys that have played professional sports. And it's very interesting comparing them to other broadcasters I've worked with. I've had partners where hey, listen, I didn't like that. And they get all sore and they won't talk to me off air for a week, right? I can look at Brett Boone or I could look at one of these other guys, just tell them exactly what's on my mind and not mince words and not pull a punch. And they're like, cool. Because they're used to standing there in film study and having every mistake they possibly could make called out in front of the entire team. They're not afraid of criticism. So for Monty to listen, you don't think Sean Miller got on DeAndre Ayton in the middle of film study in front of the entire team and just let him have it? Come on, it's Sean Miller. You know Sean had to get in his chili one time or another. Mm-hmm. You know that Sean, if you saw DeAndre Ayton make a mistake on film in front of the entire team, you don't think Sean Miller just absolutely blew a gasket and let him have it? Of course he did. You don't think the coaches, his first 3 years in Phoenix, when he pivots the wrong way or he does something incorrect, they're it's okay, big fella. You're going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Of course they got into his chili. The fact that they just let it simmer and then fester to get to this point is an organizational mistake.
Absolutely. And for a guy like Joe Johnson to be the general manager and have this exact situation happen to him when he was a Sun, in regards to the Suns weren't willing to go ahead and give him the money, and Joe Johnson ends up going away, and really, in essence, it kind of shut the door on the 7 seconds or less championship window legitimately. I mean, you would think Joe Johnson would know better.
100%. All right, coming up on the program, I'll give you the big stories of the day and then a conversation. We'll talk about what's going on with DeAndre Ayton, with Brad Sesmat coming up here on the program. And, big honor for Arizona's athletic director. We'll do that next.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it and tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep three from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
The final 2.
All right, and then there were 2. Our 2 finalists, and we're asking you to vote. You have a week to vote for Tucson's Top Cat. Who will be the ultimate Wildcat? In this corner, coming out of McHale Center, where he played for Coach Lute Olson, none other than Steve Kerr. And in this corner, coming out of the end zone with the Mike Van Rappephorst interception and a pick 6. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Chuck Cecil.
Into the end zone, picked off, and the race is on. This is Chuck Cecil.
Who's Tucson's Top Cat?
Now, hold on. I did find something else that I think if Chuck is listening, he actually might like this one, too.
All right.
On the draw play to Meggett. And Meggett is slammed down by Chuck Cecil, who isn't big, but he can hit big time, and a gain of only 3 yards. And is he excited?
He's a rabid dog. Look at that guy. I love that guy. He loves to fill. Some guys hit with their shoulders. Some guys hit with their heads. Chuck Cecil hits with all 195 pounds of his body.
Chuck Cecil. So, Tucson, it's up to you. We're going to award Tucson's Top Cat. Who is it going to be? Will it be none other than the number 1 overall seed, Steve Kerr, just won another NBA championship? How many rings is that, 9?
That would be 4. It's 5 as a player.
4 as a coach.
4 as a coach, so 9 total.
Yeah, and he's not done yet.
Nope, still could get another one.
That depends. Kevin Durant comes to the Suns or the Lakers, or no, they're going to win it again.
Goes back to Golden State.
They wouldn't take him back, would they?
Would they?
That's a couple writers trying to force that. Do you really think Draymond and KD, after all they've been clapping at each other? I don't know. Oh, am I done? Are you telling me to be quiet? All right, I have a conversation with Brad Sussman for you next.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show, now streaming on Facebook.